Okay, three things that media gets wrong about rates, mortgage rates, I mean. Number one, first it's late in reporting. So where most of the media gets its mortgage rate update is from Freddie Mac weekly prime rate mortgage market survey, called PMMS in short. Now, that report comes out every Thursday, so most of the news update that you will see in the media actually comes out on Thursday because that's when Freddie Mac releases its survey result. The problem with that is that that survey is actually for the week before or until the Monday of that week. So by the time the media reports that the rates have gone up or down, the rates could have actually trended the other way around. And we saw that last week as well when mortgage rates, at least the media reported that mortgage rates have gone down to the lowest level in a year. And in fact, the mortgage rates had actually gone up in the last 2 days. So on Wednesday and Thursday, the rates had gone up while the media was reporting that the mortgage rates had gone down the lowest in a year. So the timing of the mortgage rate update that you get from media could be off. In fact, it's always off because it's late by 3 or 4 days, and mortgage rates could have moved in the other direction by the time you hear from it. So that's number one. Number two, what the media reports is an average rate. So it's an average of thousands of people that Freddie Mac could be surveying, or the lenders most likely, and the rate that it's updating on its website and the media is picking up is an average of those thousands of rates, even tens and thousands of rates. So it may or may not apply to you. In most cases, it may not apply to you, is because the average interest rate has almost got nothing to do with you. Your interest rate could be different depending on several factors. What you may or may not be aware of is that even minor things like occupancy, for example, whether your property is investment property or a primary residence, could have a dramatic impact on the kind of mortgage rates that you get. And there are multiple such factors. Things like what kind of loan amount that you have. Do you want an ARM interest rate or a fixed interest rate? What is your credit score? Of course, that's something probably most of us are aware of, that the credit score impacts mortgage rate. Even the kind of property. Say, for example, a condominium could have a slightly higher interest rate than a single family or a PUD. So there are multiple reasons why your interest rate can be very different than what you're hearing in the media, is because what the media is reporting is just plain average interest rates. And the third thing, I think that media doesn't explicitly get it wrong, but they kind of get it wrong in the sense that they sometimes tend to make you believe that the change in Fed interest rates actually has impact on mortgage rates. And in most cases doesn't. In fact, there's no direct correlation between Fed changing its rate, either increasing or decreasing it, and the mortgage rates. In fact, several times, the day when the Fed increased the rate, the mortgage rates went down, and vice versa. In fact, if you know, from say 2008, 2009, until about say just before pandemic, almost for over a decade, Fed did not change mortgage rates. But the mortgage rates, of course, continue to change, sometimes even on a weekly basis. So that does tell you is that there is very little correlation between Fed changing the rate and the mortgage rates changing. So keep that in mind every time you hear about mortgage rates in the media, is that one, it might be late. What they're reporting could have changed already. Two, what they're reporting is just an average rate, which may or may not apply to you. And three, do not worry so much about Fed cutting the rate or increasing the rate, is because that may or may not have an impact on mortgage rates. So where do you find the real-time personalized mortgage rate code? Head over to instamortgage.com, request a rate code, and we will be able to give you a rate that you qualify for, and you will be able to lock in if you move forward with the loan process with us. So again, that's instamortgage.com.